Hi, so I know I don't usually do commentaries, but considering this is the title of the video, I find it only fitting that I need to get my 2 cents in there. Okay, let's get started.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacob Zire,
Hi, Jacob Zire.
and I'd like to tell you about a TV show which I hate because it's really annoying and it's really childish and ugh. Have you ever heard of the TV show Animaniacs?
I have actually, yes, it's one of my favorite shows. I enjoy the animation, I enjoy the music, I enjoy the characters, and I just enjoy the large amount of effort that went into it.
You should probably have. Well, I mean, you probably have heard of it. It's a children's cartoon TV series from the 90s, about 1992 through 96, I'm not sure.
93 through 98, actually. I think it's best to actually do a little bit of research before you start complaining about something.
Oh, at any rate, I mean, I hate this TV show because, well, I generally don't like cartoons that are solely for the children.
Solely for the children, huh? Well, I'm sure a joke about fingering someone was solely put in there for the children.
I despise, the way how the characters are drawn. They look really simple and really dorky. And,
Actually, the characters and the character designs were inspired by two characters from a 1930s cartoon called Bosco and Honey. So if you're a big animation buff like I am, you would know that. But I'm assuming you didn't do any research and you didn't realize that the designs actually come from the stereotypical 1930s cartoon character look, and they didn't design from scratch. That's where they kind of got the inspiration from. So it's not entirely the designer's fault if you don't like the character design.
Suitable for the little kiddies.
So if a show has simple character design, it makes it suitable for the kiddies. Does South Park ring a bell to you?
And, I mean, I used to like watching Animaniacs when I was a little kid, but I outgrew that, so I stopped watching when I was 13, 14, middle school. And I mean,
I'm sorry, but I have to bring this up, but did this guy understand the concept of editing at all? Because not a lot of people like to hear long, drawn-out periods of silence.
I don't know, I just think that lots of the elements are lame, even though the movie does have, TV show includes lots of pop culture references.
Your point is...
They have celebrities, they have, parodies on, famous movies, and, stuff like that. I mean, I think Steven Spielberg is better at being a live-action film director, filmmaker, not a cartoon, because...
Steven Spielberg didn't direct any of the episodes, he was the executive producer, and he rarely directs movies. He's usually the executive producer. Almost never the director. Yet again, you are wrong.
I really hate his work, except for, when it's a cartoon, Except for Tinselvania, that TV show's okay.
Okay, I'm assuming you meant Tasmania because it sounded like you said Tinselvania. But you are aware that most of the people that made Tasmania worked in Animaniacs afterwards. So basically what you're saying, I liked them when they didn't try as hard as they did for something else. So, how does that make any sense?
I mean, it seems more interesting. Not like Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. Ugh.
No, that wasn't childish at all. So just please continue with your very well thought out, accurate, and intelligent opinions. I'm sure we all want to hear what you have to say.
Besides the point, I mean, what makes it the TV show strictly, for children is, well, there isn't any swearing. The violence level is, mild cartoon violence.
The best kind of violence, if you ask me.
And, there's, suggestive themes.
Which makes the statement you said earlier about the show being solely for kids completely pointless.
But,
Did anybody else see the face he made there? That was hilarious. He just, mutated his face. It was kind of funny. Like Animaniacs.
It's, I don't know, it's just, like a pretty terribly made TV show.
So you've been going on for minutes now. Can you please explain to us why you think it's a terrible TV show, other than the fact that you don't like the character designs?
And I'm guessing that, that, guys who developed the Looney Tunes, of course, Animaniacs and Tiny Toons were inspired by Looney Tunes, but in a very, I don't know, I look at it very defamatory, like they're looking at Looney Tunes as a children's cartoon.
I'm pretty sure I said this already, but Animaniacs was written for all audiences and not just kids, so they weren't looking at the Looney Tunes as a kid's cartoon. They were looking at it as it was written for everyone, because it was. Just like Animaniacs. Animaniacs, I can't talk today.
I have to strongly disagree with that, because back in the 1940s, it was never for the little kids. It never was. In the 50s, little kids start watching Looney Tunes on TV, where they have cartoons and stuff like that. But back in the 40s, well, I don't know. I think it's fine for the 40s, when it's clean. But for the 90s, it's terrible. Looney Tunes was great back in the 40s, but when it came to the 90s, it went terrible.
You know they weren't making Looney Tunes in the 90s, right? They stopped making them in, I believe, the 50s.
Now, and I totally think that, Chuck Jones, and Tex Avery, and all the other dead Looney Tunes creators are probably rolling in their graves right now.
Well, if they're rolling in their grave, they're not rolling over Animaniacs, they're rolling over the Looney Tunes show, which is on Cartoon Network right now. I personally like the show, but not a lot of other people do. So you might want to watch that before you complain about Animaniacs, because I have a feeling you will despise that. Even though I like it. Hey, don't be mad at me.
A TV show is, I think it's just as bad as those dorky, awkward Disney cartoons. I generally do not like Disney cartoons, except for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella 3, and The Little Mermaid 3.
Wait a minute. You're complaining about a reiteration of the Looney Tunes, but you like Disney sequels. How can... Why would... You can't... What?
Which I think are really good movies. But...
I'm sorry, I just can't wrap my head around this. Disney sequels? You like Disney sequels better than tributes to the Looney Tunes. Fucking Disney sequels. I'm sorry, but you just lost what little credibility you had. Sorry, I have no respect for you anymore.
I mean, when it comes to like Animaniacs, such a terrible TV show. I mean, it's not only not unfunny, but it's also like really childish, and I don't know. It's just like what melts your brain.
Okay, but there's one thing you haven't done throughout the entire video. Explain why you think that. Also, he said brain. Get it? Pinky in the brain? Get it? It's a reference.
It tingles your spine. Ugh. And I don't recommend anyone watching the TV show, unless if you're a little kid. I would say the TV show is suitable for ages like 8 through 12.
Oh, really? Because I say that TV show is suitable for ages 1 to 100. And the video ends there. So my final thoughts is this guy is an idiot who clearly has no clue what he's talking about and did no research whatsoever, and probably haven't even watched the show in years. So that's all I have to say. I'm the Chicken Man 248. Now get the fuck off my property.